So at some point last week, I made a video talking about some really pitted wheels and how you could tell just by looking at them that they were going to need a coat of OGF primer at least. I'm working on those wheels and we'll make a video about OGF primer now. So I skipped the part where we spray the primer because that's not really that important, but you can see it's this wonderful peach color. You can see some of the pits and defects that we were talking about. There's a low spot here that was actually in the spoke itself. Yeah, this one's not as bad as the others, but there's some orange peel, there's some debris, there's some pitting here, a lot of pitting down there, and some pitting up here. So we're gonna try to work this out. There's some pitting here. I put it on really thick, and we could have done a third coat if we really felt like we needed to, but what we're gonna do now, we're gonna take 320 on a DA. We're gonna knock down the flat areas. So the spokes we're gonna knock down. We can get up in here like I did on the other ones. We're gonna go around here with some 320, knock all this down. And realistically, we're probably not gonna get these perfect. This one's not bad, the other ones are pretty pitted. But the color choice sort of hides some of the pitting a little bit. So yeah, I'm gonna knock it down and then we'll take a look at it. All right, so this is all sanded. We managed to work that divot out. We got all the pitting out, except for like a couple little spots that I might go back and hit again. But it's all flat enough that we can send it. Like these are the only spots that are a little deep. At this point, you could keep sanding. You could go ahead and do a third coat if you wanted to, especially since I blew through the primer in a couple spots. A third coat's not a terrible idea, but in this case, this primer is not protecting anything. It's filling in the imperfections, so I'm not worried about having a gap in the primer. But when you do blow through the primer, I like to go back with like a 600 sheet and just knock that edge down. You're not really trying to take a ton of material away because there's already a lot of material missing, but you don't want a hard edge there because if you have a hard edge, that will show through in your final product. So yeah, just a little bit of work with some 600 anywhere you blow through the primer, or reprime is necessary. That is 100% your call. In this case, I'm very confident this will be fine, and with the little bit of defects I still have, I'm also very confident the base coat will fill those in and we'll have no issues. We'll have a perfectly glassy wheel, just like nothing ever happened. So then once you're done sanding, you can go ahead and blow the wheel off. And then I throw it in the oven for a little bit again, just to kind of get rid of any static you induced, any oils from your hands, etc. You don't have to outgas it again, but just get it hot enough to burn all that stuff off. And then take the time to retape it, and you can coat the wheel. You'll have to ignore my handprints, but as you can see, when you're done, you get a nice glassy wheel with little to no orange peel, just like normal, just with a whole bunch of primer. So yeah, it works really well. It's just time consuming. And because it's time consuming, charge accordingly. My only other advice would be don't fuck it up. And when you have that much primer on a wheel, even with really nasty stripping chemicals, it takes forever to get off. Coating that thick will take a while to come off. So you can redo it, but you don't want to. I would say try to get it first try. Don't do illusion colors over top of that, especially primer that thick, because that can cause you issues because the primer can get soft underneath the illusion. And I don't totally understand the chemistry there, but that color change happens because the base coat and the top coat melt together. And if the base coat and the primer are melting together and cross-linking, the top coat may not have the correct effect. That being said, I've done it before and it's fine, but the manufacturers say don't do it, so don't do it. Or at least do a test piece first, use your best judgment, etc. But yeah, that's a lesson on OGF primer.